Hello and welcome back everyone to this episode of Let's Chill with EarthBound, where we are back in Saturn Valley after having just gone through Master Belch's base, freeing the Mr. Saturns that were there, and we are refreshed and all ready to head on into Milky Well, which is our next sanctuary location. And yeah, we'll just dive right in. This will be a little bit more of a action intensive start, but that's okay. We can start fast and hopefully we'll slow down more towards the end as you hopefully find that you are able to become more relaxed, unwind, chill, maybe go to sleep. So anyway, let's get started, shall we? Head on into the cave. And this can be kind of a troublesome area. It's not a terribly long area of the game, but it can get a little rough. So we'll hope for a little luck and as we deal with the Strut and Evil mushrooms. A couple of different enemy types here. And we will not mess around too much with these guys. And unfortunately, looks like Paula got mushroomized. So we're gonna have to go take care of that. But that shouldn't take too long. Fortunately, as we discovered in the previous episode, the Mr. Saturns here are very helpful. And we got the floating mushroom there. Fortunately, the hot springs takes care of that, so all in all, not too bad. But just to try to be a little more efficient about it, we will try to avoid the mushrooms if we can. Moving right along. And we run into some mushrooms. We'll try to get them off screen. That'll work just fine. And we're through the cave and into a much more pleasant looking region. Got some tough mobile sprouts here, so we'll deal with them. Those sprouts down. One was even kind enough to leave us a sprig of parsley. Not sure what to put the parsley on. Ness took a little damage in that fight, but it's okay. Life Up Beta is really a powerful spell, healing up to 300 damage for 8 psychic points. And a well-timed butterfly. They're somewhat uncommon through here, if I recall correctly, so we will certainly take advantage. And I hope you will as well. Maybe just a nice breath in and breath out here. After we get attacked from behind, of course. Anyway, let's try this again. Yeah. Could use a nice little relaxation there after the sneak attack. And those happen. It's okay. We got through it just fine. Making nice progress. And believe it or not, we are actually almost done with this cave. Just like the cave in Happy Village, you have the option of doing this one later in the game, but you're meant to, I think you're meant to do it now while you're here. So we do. Having just picked up that coin of slumber, which is another defensive item, we're going to go ahead, give that one to Jeff. He's kind of next in line in terms of squishiness amongst the party here. So we'll give that to him. Take a last look at the inventory here. Just make sure nothing is terribly out of place. It may have been nice to have a few more bottle rockets for Jeff, but we shouldn't have too much trouble. So we'll move right on to the third sanctuary location. With the trillionage sprout. It's just really just kind of a big sprout. And what a character model. So we're not gonna mess around. Try and unleash strongest group attacks here. Got a little unlucky there. Sometimes Ness's power has a chance to just not work on enemies. Now it's just down to the big boss. That's good. Glaring with his eyes, he can cause a person to become diamondized, which I'm not sure if the refreshing herb can cure that. I don't think it can. It would be a little unfortunate if somebody were to get diamondized. And yeah, I thought he might be close, and indeed he was. So with that, third boss down. So we get some nice level ups. Ness Learning Paralysis Omega, which would hit everything on the screen. And Paula realizing Shield Sigma, very handy skill. Just like what, like if you remember way back when Buzz was with us, he used that during the Starman Jr. fight. Very handy. Now, that boss down, as we make our way into this next sanctuary, as with the others, I would invite you once again to really settle in for this moment and just take a moment to recognize that right now you are here and you can be present and be aware. Just be attentive to what's happening here. Try not to worry about what's going on around you, what thoughts are in your head. Just be here for this moment, just for the next 15 or 20 seconds or so. And see how you feel at the end. As Ness thinks he hears his mom from far away, says to be a thoughtful, strong boy. We record the sound of the Milky Well. Anyway, I hope that was an enjoyable moment for you. While we should always strive to be attentive in all the moments of our daily life, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. It's easy to get caught up in just kind of running an autopilot, so when you're feeling particularly stressed, I advise you to just take a moment, try to become fully aware of everything that you're doing in that moment. But we've accomplished our task here, so we will make our way back out. All healed up, and as always, the enemies will run away from us now, which is very handy. Particularly handy in this cave. And we'll see if we can sneak through here. Sure enough. So, a successful trip to the Milky Well. We will do just a little bit of inventory management here. So we will hand over the jar of fly honey and Jeff's Magnum air gun, since neither of those things can be sold. We don't need them anymore. And that's that. So now, at this point, we've largely seen everything in Mr. Saturn Village. I don't even remember what's in these trash cans. Probably means that we don't really need what's in them, but now we're here. And indeed, we didn't really need any of those things. But that's okay, we'll just toss a couple of them here. No big deal. So yeah, normally at this point I would maybe do a little tour of the Mr. Saturn Village, but as I said, we've basically seen the whole thing, and this actually won't be the final time that we come here, so I'm not going to worry about that for now, and we'll just make our way back to Threed. Make our way back down the river. Even gaining some levels with that fight. We'll always take them. And how about another opportunity for a nice breath? Yeah. Always feels nice. Making our way back through the underground tunnel to Threed, and finding there are no enemies this time around. I wonder if that's a result of something we've done. You know, the colors have been so bright recently. Kind of not sure how I'll feel about going back to Threed. Well, isn't this different? The townspeople are here, thanking us for bringing back peace and happiness to Threed. Says he really didn't think those kids could have saved the town. Who could have imagined it? Fair point. Since the leader of the monsters is gone, ghosts in the tunnel have disappeared. So now the buses can get through. Yes, as it turns out, once you defeat Master Belch and the Trillionage Sprout, and it's possible that only... Well, no, I think you are required to beat both of them in order for Threed to return to its former state, full of color and life. So, just another incentive to go ahead and tackle that boss while you're there. Alrighty. And we get this nice, pleasant music, which I think, while the Onet music is the most nostalgic for me, I think Threed Restored might be my favorite town soundtrack in the game. It says, I want to go through the desert and on to the big city. To see the city, smell like the big city. It's a real urban type of guy. Understood. And the kids are happy. We're heroes, and that rocks. Yeah. It does. This person heard there's a guy who's digging for buried treasure in the Dusty Dunes Desert. Want to escape to the beach? This is your big dream. Come to Carillion Beach in Summers. Oh, I wonder where Summers is. This town used to be dark, but thanks to you, now it's bright. And the circus looks a lot more well-placed now that everything's brightened up and happy. This kid had to run all over to escape the zombies. Now he can't remember where his house is. Pretty sure he said the same thing before. Now, does Jeff need more bottle rockets? I don't think so. He could use them, sure, but we won't worry about it. We won because of our brains, guts, and togetherness. What a rush. Well, yeah, brains, guts, and togetherness could probably get us through a lot of things, really. Zombies and ghosts are not on the loose anymore. Oh yeah, you guys got rid of the monsters. Yes. Yes, we did. Well, as I mentioned, Mr. Saturn Village, this might actually be a good time to take a little tour of Threed. But as is tradition, I think I may leave that until I'll make a bonus episode for that. And I can't remember where the bus stop is here. I think it was up by the hotel. So we will head to the bus and try to move on to Fourside. This may have been, nope, that was the right call. If you hit the other bus stop sign, it will be a bus that would take you back to Tucson instead. We don't want to go there. This bus goes to Fourside, and we do in fact want to go. we get that awesome bus music. No ghosts in the tunnels, indeed. And here we are in the desert. And what do you know? It's bumper to bumper out here. Can't leave the bus, so it's up to us if we want to get off and walk around in the desert. It's a free country. And we get this very neat desert music. Sounds like an old radio, like a bad reception. Just a very neat touch. Let's talk to some people. Sorry for the guys behind me, but he's so bad he's leaving the car here and walking instead. Not sure which car he's referring to, but and then a little ways ahead, I heard a buffalo was running across the road. He's going to see his girlfriend in Forsyth. This place will be 100 years. Welcome to the very end of the world's longest traffic jam. Surely it's not that long. This traffic jam is taking forever. Sounds like she needs a break. Well, we can't continue that way, so I guess we'll just have to turn around and visit the old drugstore. In preparation for our trip across the desert. Get a baseball bat for Ness. And sell that sudden guts pill. The sudden guts pill doubles your guts during battle. I've never found them terribly useful, but they do sell well if you come across them. And we can even buy a coin of slumber for Ness. So we'll go ahead and do that. Finally exchanging the hard hat on him that we've had since Peaceful Rest Valley. And I believe that'll be everything from him, at least. Before we move into the desert, we will go ahead and buy just a couple of wet towels, just in case. The sun is very strong in the desert, and we don't want to use all of our mana curing the sunstroke condition. It says he's also running an inn. I'm $1 short, but it says the beds are really old and dusty anyway. But we don't really need an inn right now. So, anyway, I think this might actually be a good place to stop for now before we head on into the Dusty Dunes Desert, trying to make our way to Forsyth. So we'll do that. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you found it to be relaxing and helped you unwind. And we will look forward to going through this desert next time. So thank you as always. We will see you every Monday and Thursday with another opportunity to relax, unwind, and chill. Maybe go to sleep. So until then, sleep well. Breathe into the soles of your feet. We'll see you next time.